Hello everyone, my name is Leo and today we are diving deep into the XSonic AirStep TX edition. In this video we will covering everything you need to know about this controller. We will start with a walkthrough of its features, also checking them out in action with a ToneX pedal and a ToneX One. And we will also explore the wireless app that turns our phone into a complete ToneX editor. Finally, I'll give you my honest verdict with all the pros and cons after weeks of testing. Let's start. Let's start with what the AirStep TX actually is. This is a purpose-built foot controller designed exclusively for the IK multimedia ToneX One and ToneX pedal. This is laser focused on one thing, making our ToneX actually usable in live setting without the hassle of configuring MIDI signal and messages. The unit features an aluminum housing that feels pretty sturdy. At approximately 300 by 70 by 45 mm, it's compact enough to fit on most pedalboards, also giving us 5 full-size foot switches with a good amount of spacing between them. The weight is 650 grams. Each foot switch has a pretty satisfying click, I would say, and features multicolor LED indicators that show what's active. Furthermore, in the box there are some labels to be attached to the unit, for instance in order to recall the name of the preset that you attach up here. In terms of connectivity, on the back panel we have a USB port for connecting to our ToneX units, and we have all the needed cables in the box. 2 TRS expression pedal inputs, and here's something clever. In fact, it can actually power our ToneX One directly from its internal battery, which is a super useful feature. Now let's talk about the battery life. XSonic claims up to 100 hours of continuous use on a single charge. When powering a ToneX One, on the other hand, we get about 3 hours, which should be enough for a full gig, including soundcheck. But here's where things get pretty interesting: the dedicated AirStep TX app for iOS and Android. This isn't just a basic controller app. In fact, it's essentially a fully wireless ToneX editor. The app connects via Bluetooth, just in this way, and now it is connected, and I can basically control every aspect of my ToneX pedal or ToneX One with just using these sliders. This is really a pretty cool, interesting features, as we don't need anymore a laptop or an editor. We can do everything basically with this app here. Now, before checking out the unit in action, let me clarify that. First, you can connect one device at a time, I mean the ToneX pedal or the ToneX One, but not both together. In order to connect the ToneX pedal, we need a USB-B to USB-C cable, where in order to connect the ToneX One, we need a USB-C to USB-C cable. Both of the cables are included in the box, as I said previously. Furthermore, it can power only the ToneX One, where basically we can have a full portable rig with just the AirStep and the ToneX One. Very convenient. Now, let's see how the AirStep performs in a real-world pedalboard setup. I've got it here with my ToneX pedal, a analog overdrive pedal, the Maxon, where the guitar goes as the first pedal. Then the pedal is connected to the ToneX pedal, which is on the other hand connected to the canvas, to the Walrus canvas, which converts TS signal to TRS, having in this way a fully balanced output. Now, the unit works in two modality basically: preset mode, where the LED is blue, and effect mode, where the LED is green. In preset mode, we can use the ToneX obviously to switch preset, or we can add a preset or decrease, or we can change banks. Nice and easy. We can change to effect mode, which is the way I prefer to use the unit, pressing the last button. Here basically we have the first button that switch on and off a compressor, the second that switch on and off the amp, which I guess you will never use, then with the third one we switch on and off the chorus. And with a long press we change the type of modulation effect. For instance, here I have a tremolo. The fourth is dedicated to the delay, long press to switch on the delay, and short press to set up the tempo. Last one, reverb, long press, and you activate the reverb. Of course, pressing with a short press of the fifth button, we return in preset mode. Another cool feature is that if we press both the first and second foot switch, it's like having preset mode, which is very cool because it actually allows us to blend effect mode and preset mode. Basically, in this way I can build my tone on the fly, start with a dry signal, add some compression, throw some chorus, add delays, and finally some reverb. Each effect toggles independently, and the LEDs show us exactly what's active. And I would like to point out that we have another interesting feature. If we connect an expression pedal to the AirStep, we can assign it to any parameter through the app, gain, effect, mix, whatever we need. Pretty nice and easy. Now, with the ToneX one, basically we have a very similar behavior. Here, as I said previously, I would just highlight that the AirStep can power up the ToneX one, thus having a very compact rig indeed, without the hassle to connect a power cable. So that's basically all as regards the description of the pedal and its functionalities, and now let's jump to my 2 cents section of this video. Final considerations here, and please notice that XSonic has sent me this unit for free and this video is actually sponsored, but as usually here you're gonna have my honest and personal opinions. Let's talk about the pros. First, this is a true plug and play solution. There's literally no setup required. Connect the USB cable and you are ready to go. No MIDI mapping, no configuration, it just works. For musicians who want to focus on playing rather than programming, this is invaluable. Second, the mobile app. The wireless editing capability improves the ToneX experience, no doubt here. Being able to edit patches on your phone or tablet is very convenient. Third, expression pedal input. Having 2 expression inputs opens up interesting creative possibilities. Volume, gain, etc. We can assign those to any parameter. Fourth, battery life. 100 hours of operation is nice. Plus, the ability to power our ToneX One makes this a very handy solution. Fifth, express mode and preset mode. I like to use the effect mode, but still with the possibility to change preset pressing 2 foot switches. And now let's talk about the cons. First, no MIDI ports. The AirStep TX has no MIDI in or out. The TX is exclusively for ToneX control and cannot control other MIDI devices. This would be a cool feature to control other MIDI devices, like MIDI delays, just using the AirStep. Second, as far as I know, we can not transform the TX edition to control other devices. We are, so to say, locked into the ToneX ecosystem. It would be nice to have a, so to say, a firmware upgrade to control other unit, even paying it without the need to purchase another unit. Nothing more other than these two aspects comes to my mind. That could be also being called wishlist. So, is the XSonic AirStep TX edition worth it? Well, if you own a ToneX One or ToneX pedal and want to use it in any live situations, this is almost essential. The ToneX units are notoriously difficult to control on their own, especially the ToneX One, and the AirStep TX solves that problem elegantly. The wireless editing alone justifies the purchase for many of us, me included. Being able to tweak our tones without a computer fundamentally changes how we interact with the ToneX platform. However, if you need a universal MIDI controller for your entire rig, look at other devices, as the TX edition is a specialized tool that does one thing exceptionally well: control our ToneX. For ToneX users frustrated by the limited control options, this is the solution we've been waiting for. You know, at the beginning, when XSonic contacted me, I was a bit reluctant in making this video, but I have to say that I have changed my mind completely. This is actually a pretty useful device, almost a must-have if you own a ToneX. And now it's your turn. Please let me know your precious and valuable opinion about this unit, or about other controllers you actually use with the ToneX units. Thank you so much for watching, and see you soon. Bye bye.